As we've seen in many sci-fi movies, when robots get too advanced, it usually doesn't end too well for us humans. Movies like Terminator and I, Robot have shown us, with more capabilities and strength than us fragile humans, if robots got the ability to think on their own, they would revolt against their human creators. But an actual robot uprising isn't possible, is it? As terrifying as it sounds, we could be closer to the robot revolution than you might think. Welcome to Daily Pop Culture, and today we'll be looking at the most advanced robots ever created that one day might lead the charge against us, their creators. What could be more terrifying than a robot that could kill you without you even noticing that they are there? Say hello to microbots. Microbots are tiny robots that are being created to aid in medicine, construction, and many other fields. There's a lot of potential for these types of robots for good. They could go into someone and destroy cancer cells, stop internal bleeding, and so much more. But what would happen if a little bit of rogue data got into these robots? Imagine someone is getting treated with microbots, but instead of fixing their problem, they decide to attack their brain and other organs, killing them from the inside out. Or even scarier, being swarmed by thousands of microbots, them forcing themselves into your body. There would be no way to stop them. Thankfully, we aren't even close to that stage yet, but scientists have created microbots that have swarm behavior, very much like insects, and also a prototype microbot that is remote controlled and could deliver drugs and perform operations on humans. The concepts and technology is very close to our grasp, so you never know as these become more and more advanced if we could end up with tiny killers inside all of us. A lot of us have a fear of certain animals. Some people are terrified of creatures like spiders, sharks, and snakes, while some aren't. But even those of us that don't necessarily have a fear of animals, we certainly would not want to end up face to face with a cheetah or rattlesnake that could end our lives. Scientists today have created robots that mimic the movements and behavior of certain animals, some of which that are already stronger and faster than us humans. MIT researchers have created the Cheetah Bot, a four-legged robot that can run, recognize obstacles in its path, and jump to avoid them. Though it doesn't sound like much, and it certainly doesn't look very scary, check out this video. As you can see, this thing can run fast, like really fast. To put into perspective, Usain Bolt, the fastest sprinter in the world's top speed is about 27 miles an hour, so this robot just edges him out, so it certainly could catch up to you. If it had a robotic shell and a set of teeth, it would be a truly terrifying robot. Even though these robots certainly have the potential to be dangerous in the wrong hands, they are still missing the one key trait a robot needs if it would plan to take over the world. All of these robots are programmed to do specific things and can't deviate from a specific set of instructions. For example, if the Cheetah Bot started running and came across a tall wall it could not jump over, it would just smash right into it, because it is only programmed to run and jump, but not turn. So what if it could adapt to its surroundings and teach itself to turn? It may sound impossible, but is in fact very possible to create such an AI. Though it sounds crazy, we already have robots that have some capability to learn and think. At Cornell University, a professor has created a robot that can teach itself to walk without any input from humans. This robot knows that it is supposed to walk, but doesn't know anything else. At the beginning, it doesn't even know what itself looks like. Imagine you're in a pitch black room with a car that's designed differently than any other car you've ever driven, and you have to learn how to drive it. So what would you do? Probably feel around, push buttons, and press pedals to learn what they do, and learn through a bit of trial and error and intuition. That's basically what this robot does to teach himself certain actions. This is what the robot is thinking looks like. By moving, it can create hypotheses about what it looks like based on how he moves. Here it has figured out it has 4 limbs and is now trying to find a way to use these limbs to move himself forward. Once it finds a successful method, he begins to walk across the table. Now, as impressive as that is, a walking starfish isn't going to be taking over the world anytime soon. But what about a robotic toddler? That's right, meet ICUB. Geez, this thing is already creepy enough. It looks like something that came straight out of a futuristic Conjuring movie. But no, it is not a possessed doll. The iCub is a meter-tall robot that is designed to learn like a human child. Through repetition and interaction, this robot can teach himself to do tasks a human toddler would do. It can recognize faces and voices, find its own balance, crawl, walk, recognize objects, and even solve complex puzzles. But the scary part, besides the way that it looks, is that it can learn how to shoot a bow and arrow, an actual weapon. Nope, you heard that right. The iCub can shoot arrows. Now that's like something from a science fiction western. Just by showing him the basics of archery, he basically recalibrates himself and teaches himself how to aim and hit a target. Imagine someone showed him how to hold and shoot a gun. If the idea of a toddler with a gun is unsettling to you, imagine an army of armed, emotionless robot toddlers taking over the world. And there you have it. It is both fascinating and terrifying how fast we are advancing in the field of robotics. These robots are only the beginning. As scientists and engineers create more and more bots, they'll become more and more human, only much stronger, and faster, and bulletproof. Yeah, a robotic Armageddon would not go in our favor, but at least we can have the peace of mind for now. We have a long way to go before we even get close to creating real-life Terminators. And that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found any of these robots cool or interesting, like, comment, subscribe, and remember, tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of pop culture.